What is up, guys? Tired here, and uh, I'm going to start a new series on the channel wherein I try to give a quick summary and I try to explain any upcoming characters for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia Global. Just a quick disclaimer though that I do not have every characters in this game built up and I am not a pro in this game. So I'm just going to provide you an explanation with all the information that I am able to gather on the DissediaDB.com website, which is a great source of information for the game. First up we have uh, an overview for Vanille from Final Fantasy XIII. Um, her level 70 awakening and rework is now available on the global version of the game, and her weapons are, as of the recording of this video, is available in the ultimate summon banner. Without further ado, let's start with this character. So as you can see, she has three roles for the team. She is a magic attacker, she is a dispeller, a battery, and a debuffer. So let's proceed with her skills. Her skill 1 is called the Protect, which is a magic brave attack that inflicts a small defense down for 2 turns. Having her the Protect extend passive, it provides additional 4 uses for the skill. It raises the party's brave based on the attack before attacking. The brave hits becomes an AoE attack. It increases the brave hits to 3. It raises the brave potency. It provides an brave overflow of up to 120% of the max brave, and it moderately improves the effects of the debuffs inflicted, as well as extends their duration to 2 turns. It has a low action delay and it triggers an HP attack after use. So using the extended version of the Protect, it changes Vanille's Brave attack into a Brave attack plus version for 8 turns, which moderately raises its Brave potency, as well as deals greater damage to debuff targets. Having her 15 CP weapon, its passive raises the brave potency of the Protect, as well as extends the duration of the defense down debuff. It also provides an additional debuff, which is a small attack down debuff for 3 turns. So basically, her skill 1 provides 2 debuff when you have her 15 CP weapon passive, a small defense down debuff, as well as a small attack down debuff. It also provides a battery to the team, and it does an HP attack after use. So this is where her debuffer role comes in, as well as her battery role. Up next, we have Vanille's skill 2, which is called Dispel. So it is a brave magic attack that removes one buff to the target, having its dis- having her Dispel extend passive grants the Dispel skill additional 2 more uses, and it raises Brave based on max Brave before attacking. It increases the number of Brave hits to 4. It slightly raises total Brave potency. It moderately raises Brave damage dealt to a single target. It has a Brave overflow of up to 150% of Vanille's max Brave, and removes 3 additional debuffs, or rather, it removes 3 additional buffs from the target. It also triggers an HP attack after use. So, using the Dispel skill, it turns Vanille's HP attack to HP attack plus for 12 turns. It raises the Brave based on the attack before the HP attack. Having her 35 CP weapon passive, it it adds a number of effect to the Dispel skills, namely it raises the Brave potency. The Dispel skill becomes an AoE skill and removes 2 additional buffs from the target. It raises the party's Brave by 80% up to the Brave damage dealt. So as you can see, Vanille can remove up to 7 buffs from the target, which makes her a great dispeller. You basically using her second skill, I would say does HP damage, and of course dispels. It also provides a small battery to the team. So yeah, this really makes Vanille a very potent debuffer, which in my opinion is her primary role. Next up, we have Vanille's EX, which is called the Tiger Claw. Equipping the EX weapon grants Vanille the death skill, excuse me, which has a slightly fast recast speed. So what the death skill does is it is a 3-hit magic brave plus HP attack, which has a overflow of up to 150% of the max brave. It inflicts a debuff called assassination for 1 turn, and what this debuff does is it deals a magic brave attack after it expires, and it does greater damage to debuff targets. So basically like a doom debuff that you get from enemies, but the assassination debuff only does it does not provide automatic break, but it does deal a magic brave attack. So having her EX plus at 1-3, it slightly raises the damage dealt with death. Having it at 2-3, it grants Uerba's Blessing for 5 turns after using the death skill. The effect of this buff is it raises Vanille's attack and speed, and also raises the damage dealt based on the number of debuffs on the target. So basically, then Vanille does more damage to enemies that has a number of debuffs on them. So the more number of debuffs the enemies have, the greater damage Vanille does. And at 3-3, it slightly raises the recast speed of death. So basically, it is already in a fast recast speed. At max, it adds more speed to the recast of death skill. So now we can realize Vanille's EX weapon, which turns it into Tiger Claw Plus. At 0-3, when using death, it becomes an AoE. HP damage is split equally amongst all enemies, and it has a lower action delay, and it increases the brave hits to 6. At 1-3, it raises Vanille's max brave and attack. It turns Vanille's brave attack and HP attack into a plus version. So basically, Vanille's brave attack plus increases the number of brave hits to 2 and slightly raises the total brave potency compared to brave attack plus. It also deals greater brave damage to debuff targets. Her HP attack plus, it raises the party brave based on the attack before inflicting an HP attack, and gain brave by party overflow up to 120% of max brave. So basically, while using her HP attack plus, she provides a battery to the team. At 2-3, Vanille gets her Awarebus blessing for 5 turns at the start of the quest. And at 3-3, at max, when using death, it tremendously raises the total brave potency and moderately raises the max brave overflow limit. Her assassination debuff, once it expires, it removes 2 buffs from the target. So basically, any buff that the target has, with Vanille, she can just dispel everything. So yeah, I think the minimum recommendation for Vanille is 2-3, which grants her Overbus blessing buff. But yeah, I believe that any character tremendously increases their efficiency at 3-3. But if you have extra ingots and you really like Vanille, you can never go wrong with her at 3-3. Here are some other passives for Vanille which I think are noteworthy. Her Overbus Miracle, it prevents her from getting KO'd if she has at least 50% of her max HP, which is great for chaos stages, so she won't get one hit KO'd. Her level 58 passive, the debuff attack boost all, it moderately raises party's max brave and attack while an enemy is debuff. So basically, the party gains additional max brave and attack when there is an enemy that is debuff on the field. Her level 68 passive is her, I guess, her aura, which raises the max brave and attack of the party by 10%. And her AA skill is called the Attack All Extend, or rather Attack All, which slightly raises the party's max brave. So yeah, there you have it, guys. With Vanille's rework, she is really one of, I think, the best debuffer. or rather Dispeller alongside Faris. So if you do not have Faris built up, I would definitely recommend getting Vanille, as you would really need a debuffer, at least two debuffers for the dimensions and stages. As I've said earlier, she provides debuffs, she provides battery to the team. But for me, her primary role is really being a dispeller, and she's very good in that role. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Again, just a disclaimer that there might be mistaken information that comes from me, so please do not hesitate on correcting me in the comment section down below. Your inputs will be really of great help for those people who are going to build Vanille. So other tips for Vanille, like what dimensions and stage she shines, her artifact builds, let us know in the comment section down below, guys. So yeah, there you have it. Good luck on your game, good luck on your pulls, and I wish you guys a happy new year. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video.